Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and if you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please subscribe it. And today we'll be talking about some of the common mistakes that a F1 applicant does, due to which his visa gets rejected. So let's just begin with the video. And being the first thing is not filling out DS-160 form correctly. It is the main thing. It is the place where you convey your actual story. So don't ignore DS-160 form. Fill everything correctly and cross check it that you have done everything good and perfectly and there is no error. And also in the unemployment section, where you explain about the things that you did after your graduation, write everything that you did. You did extracurriculars, write about it. You did some internship, write about it. Write everything and make sure that you convey your information properly in the unemployed section of the DS-160 form. What most of the students do is they just fill out DS-160 form at once and there might be some error, and when they go to the actual visa interview, the officer just asks him one or two questions, and looking at his DS, he knows there's a fault and he just rejects the applicant. So don't ignore your DS-160 form. The second point has to be giving scripted answer to the visa officer. What most of the student does is they want to make their answers very much perfect. So they write question, okay, answer, and they write 2-3 sentences. They want to make them the perfect answer, and they want to deliver those same answers in the actual interview. And in the actual interview, when the visa officer hears those answers, he is pretty much confident that this is pre-planned answer and he's not telling me the real thing. And when visa officer feel that you are giving some pre-planned answer, he doesn't want to hear that. He doesn't need a perfect story. Rather, they are looking for your natural and your real story. So don't go with those huge scripts. Rather, create some bullet points and about the main things that you want to deliver, and just put those things into words at the actual interview and deliver what you actually want to deliver in a natural tone and in a simple words. You don't need to be perfect out there. So please don't go with any scripted answer. Rather, make bullet points for that. The third thing has to be not being able to tackle with the cross questions. What we do is we simply look out for the possible questions in F1 visa interview, and we see a list and we just go with that. But that's not the actual case. In the actual interview, the questions might come from any place, from your financials to your major. Any cross question may come, and when you go with the prepared 50 question and you get something new question and you can't deal with that, the visa officer thinks you are not a genuine guy. You're answering everything that is known, and when he starts to cross question and you start to fumble, it clearly shows that you were pre-planned for other questions, and when a new question arrives, you were not able to answer that. So please be able to tackle your cross questions very much properly, and research about your major, do research on your financials, on your university, and be ready to tackle with any cross question from any field. In the same way, the fourth reason for most of the rejection has to be not being able to tackle with the red flags. Everybody is not perfect. Somebody might have a low GPA, somebody might have high cost of attendance, low EPT, some siblings in their in the USA, and at that time the visa officer will definitely go with the cross question and he will ask, so you have low GPA, how are you going to be a good student? You have sibling already in the US, how is your family going to fund you? I see you have a low EPT, how are you going to converse with your professor and students out there in US? The visa officer will coming up with these cross questions to make sure that those red flags are not a big thing for you. But if you can't tackle with your red flags properly, then visa officer thinks that okay, this is a huge red flag and I don't think he is going to be able to deal with it, and that brings some negative impacts in the thoughts of visa officer, and he thinks that you are not a genuine student, you can't handle these things, and I think you are not ready for studying in USA. So be very much clear. If you have any red flags, you need to prepare how to tackle them. You have low GPA in your 12th grade, that's not a problem, but the problem is if you don't tackle it properly. So be ready with your story, what actually happened for those red flags, and you should be able to convince the visa officer that those red flags are not a big red flags, they are small red flags, but I'm altogether a very much big green flag, so I deserve that green slip and the visa. Other reason is that some of the applicants actually do fear with the visa officer, and they have a perception that this visa interview is everything. If I crack this, I'll be in a whole different country with my future plans, but if I got rejected, then I I'll be stuck around here, and they fear with the failure. So don't do that. Be confident in yourself that you will get the visa, and don't be scared with visa officer. They are there to take your interview, and you are going to do something good. You are not going to do something illegal, so you don't need to fear with the visa officers, and be confident in yourself. Don't think about those green slip or yellow slips. Rather think about making your conversation very much good with the visa officer. And the final thing that causes most of the rejection is there is not a strong home tie in your answer. Like the visa officer is going to ask you about why USA, why this major, what's your future plan, and in the answer if he sees some intent like you want to stay in the USA, don't you? So if such intents come in your answer, then the visa officer thinks that okay, this guy will definitely settle down in USA if he gets a chance, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to let anybody settle in the US. That thought process comes inside the visa officer. So in your answers you must make it very much clear that you are studying this major to do something in your country. You are heading to USA only for the expertise in your major, and you want to use that knowledge for the betterment of your country in your respective field. So in your future plans also you need to mention clearly that your future plan has some good impacts for your country. You want to do these things, and not only in your future plans, also in your questions like why USA and why this university. You need to make the answer more lining towards that you want to bring some innovation in Nepal or in your home country. It's not that you want to stay out there, and if such intents come that you want to actually return back to Nepal, then you won't be having any problem with it. And I suggest you to focus on these 6 things and not to do any of this mistake, and definitely the green is yours. If you have not looked out my videos, I'll be attaching some here, and you'll also be getting some videos in the description, so you can go through them. And that's all for today.